Hey everyone, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of my Race to the Top series on Motorsport Manager. And the smart people amongst you will have probably already figured out that I've just been made team principal of Koiranen GP in the Formula 3 series. I haven't done anything. This is the very beginning of the game. So what we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to go through the first 16 days and we're going to watch the qualifying, and you'll have to tune in tomorrow to my channel to watch the race. So I figured before we get to the qualifying, we'll just go through the team, have a quick look at things, make a few changes so you can see exactly where we are. The reason I picked Koiranen GP is they were expected to finish 10th in the championship. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest, but let's see what happens. So finished 10th, got very low expectation, so that's why I thought they'd be the perfect stepping stone on our way to racing to the top. See what I did there? That was a terrible joke, but that's what we're planning on doing anyway. So we can start with Koiranen GP and obviously eventually hopefully make our way all the way up to Formula 1 and win the World Championship there. And if this is a successful series, hey, let's go over to the Endurance and maybe even the... what are the other cars called? I can't remember what the other one's called, but let's worry about that later, shall we? So yeah, so here we are at Koiranen GP then. We'll have a quick overview. So we've got the fourth best car, so I don't really see how we can be predicted to finish 10th with such a good car. We've got a very good engine from what I can gather, but there can't be much in it really. I mean, look, if we've got the fourth best car and look at where our bar is, it's right down there, so we've all got very poor cars by the looks of things. Drivers, we've got the fourth best drivers. Headquarters is very, very low. I did know that going into it, and that's going to be quite tricky. We'll get to headquarters so you can. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail, but obviously we don't have a lot of money. Staff, very, very poor. Sponsors, we haven't got any sponsors yet, so it's impossible to talk about that. And our pit crew is sixth best. That's not too bad. Very secure. So we'll quickly go through the mail. I know this is really exciting stuff, riveting things. Both our drivers, we'll talk about them in a bit. Design facility, yeah, we understand all that. Here we go. So here's our report on our drivers. So Joey Mawson is one of Formula 3's top drivers, and he's expected to finish first, whilst Julian is one of our weakest drivers within Formula 3, and he's expected to finish 19th. So there's a bit of a gulf there between the two of them, so that's worth bearing in mind. And then we've got an Antonio Fuoco as our reserve driver, who's got great potential by the looks of things. So we'll have a bit of a better look at those later. Now, in terms of targets for the season, I always do this in any game, not just Motorsport Manager. As you can see, he wants to know whether we can improve on 10th, or whether go to 8th, or whether 10th is pretty realistic. Look, to be honest, I think 10th. We'll go 10th. Let's play it safe. Let's go nice and easy early on, because also this season we're not pushing for the championship. I don't want to win the championship this season. This is a slow burn. We've got to improve this team slowly. So if we go 10th, then it gives us a chance to put all the money into building the car up, building the headquarters up for next season. Where if we aim for 8th, that means that towards the end of the season we might have to put some money into building new parts, that sort of a thing. And then we're wasting money on this season's car when we've got no chance of winning the championship anyway. So let's go for 10th. Let's settle for 10th. Okay, it's not the most exciting, but we've got something to build on there. And we've also got to have a look at the pit crew as well, which will be pretty cool, which we'll get to. So if we go to the car first of all then, and we go design a new part, you'll see that we've got spec parts on the wings. The front and rear wings are both spec parts, so we can't do anything with them. But we can do engine, gearbox, brakes and suspension. But we can't even improve on them because it costs a lot of money and we have no money. So so it does mean we're going to have to improve the engines, gearbox, brakes and suspension that we've got, the original parts that we've started with. And I believe they're all pretty much the same by the looks of this. So maybe we're not the fourth best car on the grid. I believe by the looks of it, it's alphabetical. So everyone's starting on the same footing. So that's going to be interesting. So if we go to improve parts... Now, improving, what do we improve first? Well, let's have a look. We've got the Guildford GP. Engine is crucial. Rear wing is very crucial as well. So let's see what the next few are. So we've got Milan, engine again, and brakes. Engine, acceleration, engine, suspension. So we're 4 races in here, and the engine is going to be crucial to all of them. So I think what we'll do... So we'll have a quick look at the other 4 as we're here. There's another one there in Belgium and then Munich. So 5 out of the 8 races, the engine's going to be crucial. So I say, let's improve the engine first, shall we? And we'll fix the brakes for reliability, and we'll bump that down. So we've got 9 of our 10 staff are going to be improving the engine, and we're going to have 1 fixing the brakes. So that's going to hopefully give us a bit of an advantage in those first few races, so that we can maybe get a few points, and if we finish above 10th, happy days. In terms of our factory, our HQ, our headquarters, we look pretty low on this. Overall, we're 7th. We've got pretty good design. Then we're 5th in factory. We're 6th in performance. Staff is 7th. You can see a trend here. And staff and brand are up to 4th. What I would really like to do is either do up the factory or build a forecasting centre. That is really, really critical for us. A forecasting centre will really help, because obviously then you can see all the weather. But £6 million, we don't have anywhere near that at the moment. We'll have to wait until a bit closer to Guildford when sponsors start coming in. So that's where we're at with that. I think forecasting centre, but let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions on what I should be focusing on. But I think a forecasting centre is my #1 goal. Here's a brief overview of the team then. I will talk a bit more about that maybe during qualifying, during the race. But chassis makeup, tyre wear is not too bad. Fuel efficiency is very good. Improvability is very good as well. So we have a look at all our suppliers. Yeah, so we've got pretty decent engine supplier there with a base stat modifier of +1. Fuel supplier is very, very strong too. So that's really good. In terms of tyres though, very weak there, and brake supplier very strong. So that's interesting. Very strong tyre wear on the brake supplier with Brembo's. So I'm happy with that. So that's a value there of 17.4 million. We need to aim for more than that, don't we? We need to have about 20 million pounds in the bank for the end of the season so that we can improve this team. So that's why I don't want to start spending money unnecessarily. But if we have a quick look at our drivers then, so Joey Mawson, remember at the beginning, was our #1 driver. He's expected to win the championship. Why, I don't know. I don't think he's that great, to be honest. Looking at the ratings right now, I don't think he's that great. He's a team player though, which is amazing, which is why I like having him as our #1, I think. But if we compare him to Falchero, let's have a look then. So he looks like he's better at most things, really. Falchero's got better overtaking. Otherwise, it's very one-sided, isn't it? So Joey Mawson's definitely the better driver. They're both 19 years of age. I take it back. Falchero's 18. Joey Mawson's 19. On a very similar wage, 22-month contract remaining. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. Falchero's got a bit more marketability than Joey Mawson, though, and that'll make a big difference when it comes to sponsors. But I think we can't really complain too much. These are just the drivers we've inherited, and we have got a 19-year-old Antonio Fuoco as our reserve driver, and he doesn't look too bad either. As a reserve, he's on a bit less money than Falchero at 19 years of age. So let's see. I think what we'll do is we'll keep Mawson and Falchero as our #1 and #2, but once the season starts winding up, we know where we're going to finish. We know we're out of the championship hunt, that sort of thing. I might even bring Fuoco in for a race or two, and let's see what he can do. Particularly if Falchero doesn't live up to this hype, because he's not that much better. Look, he's won in a fraction of a start, and so is Fuoco. So that's going to be interesting to see those two perform throughout the season. In terms of our staff then, we've got our race mechanics. We've got VTAC, where's VTAC? VTAC's with Falchero, and he's not too bad, is he? He's nearly 3 stars. Chemistry performance is very good. Reliability is down. That's something that we have to look at. Then you've got Vesseland, who's with Joey Mawson, and his concentration, part fixes, and chemistry are very low. So what I might do, because Joey Mawson's the better driver, I think we will swap them around. Because it's the start of the season, let's swap them around. So VTAC is now with Joey Mawson, which means that Joey Mawson's car will have to look at reliability a little bit more. We want to make sure we have the most reliable parts. But at the same time, Vesseland with Falchero, his part fixes are very low. Maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe we leave give the more reliable parts to Falchero, and perhaps we give the quicker parts to Joey Mawson, just because, if for no other reason, Joey Mawson's the better driver, so he's going to be the one that's going to give us most of the points. We've also got our lead designer, who, whoa, he's not very good, is he? We've got Heidemar, Avar Heidemar, 52 years of age. If we break his contract, £84,000, because I'm already thinking of doing that, because if you have a look, he's got fantastic ability to design an amazing front wing, but when we go back to car, if you guys remember, spec part for front wing, so that's not very good. So Avar Heidemar is probably going to have to go, but again, it's money. Can we afford to replace him? Don't know. Let's have a look at the new staff. Do some scouting for some new staff, and we'll see what we can get there. We'll do that a bit later, actually. Let's go through the whole team. So this is the pit crew. This is a new window that hasn't been on Motorsport Manager for a long time. And as you can see, none of them are too bad. If we go to mistake percentage, 0% chance of mistakes, but pit time 3.72 seconds. That's going to need to change over time. But see if we've got anyone new, and we might be able to make some changes. So we've got Vahala there with 11 on tyres, 12 on rear jack. That's not too bad. Maybe it's worth bringing him in. So 11 and 12 on the tyres. Yeah, see, we could straight away, look, we've got Ankuri, who's better at tyres and fixing. So we want him, definitely, 22-year-old, Hellman and Ankuri. Let's move him down to that front spot there, because with 13 for tyres and fixing 14, that's critical for us. Rysanen can then replace, I think, who's that? Taisto Perskinen. And if we then hire... Who do we hire? Do we bring in Vapala or Vahala? Ooh, I think we bring in Vahala because he makes 0 mistakes. So we'll bring him in. And his rear jack's somewhat similar. Tyres 11. He's a bit more useful than Vapala. Vapala's got a slightly better ability. But so we've reduced the time of the pit stop down. But there's a chance of him making a mistake where Vahala's not going to make that mistake. So we will bring him in because he gives us one extra person to play with. And there he is there. Oops. Yep, Faraz Vahala, 27 years of age. So we'll swap him with Perskinen. And so now we've got someone quite decent there to come in to fill in at the back tyre positions, because he doesn't have very good fixing, which the front two have there. So that's worth knowing. So that's our pit crew done. And I think that's pretty much it. So we'll start zooming through. Actually, I nearly forgot then, didn't I? We are going to look for a new lead designer. Let's see who we've got available. And we'll go specific at least 2.5 stars, because I'm greedy like that. And there's quite a few, that most of whom we're not going to be able to afford, I'm guessing. And we'll start at the very bottom then. He's not very good. Gearbox, rear wing. This is going to take forever, isn't it? Front wing. We want someone that's good at everything but front wing and rear wing. See, Magdalena Bull is quite good, isn't she? No front wing. I don't care about that. Brakes, that's a bit low. But if you remember, I don't think on all of them, brakes. Milan's critical for deceleration, and Doha. But that's it. There's only 2 tracks that we really have to worry about. So I think we might have a quick look at her. Who else have we got? Partanen, he's not too bad either. 39 years of age. He's a Finn, so that'll probably work for us. And he'll probably be a fraction cheaper than Bulla as well. But I think we approach her. Let's have a look. So wages are fairly important to me. So I think we bump up the wage. She wants a long contract. I'm happy to give her a contract because she's pretty damn good. She wants a signing fee. She's not interested in bonus size really, so we'll give her a signing fee of, let's say, 360,000. Because if she can replace Heidemar, that would be huge for us. And what we will do is we'll quickly go back and we'll actually make an offer on Samu Partanen as well. Because if we can get them in before the first race, that'd be fantastic. wages are important to me. So he doesn't want as much. So I'll go 108,000. He only wants a medium contract. He wants a nice signing on fee. So we'll get him up there to 270. Bonus size, that's annoying. I think if we go like say 4th or above, then we can start looking at giving him some money for finishing 4th or above. But don't forget, yeah, that's going to start hurting us in the long run if we start to perform, because he's not that great to be worth £27,000 every single week. So that's worth knowing. And we'll start skipping forward then. Oh yeah, I got it. Sorry, I didn't tell my my pit crew manager that I'm happy with that. Yeah, I've been announced as manager. Julian's birthday. So it's Julian Falchero's birthday. There he is there. It's his birthday today. What do we do? Do we give him a card or do we throw a party? We don't have £100,000 to give him. Let's be honest. We've only got 745,000. So unfortunately, he's going to take a morale hit, and he's not going to be too happy about that. That's not the sort of dilemma you really want on the first day, is it? But yeah, so the plan for today's episode is just to do the qualifying. We are going to skip through the practice. Just it's a bit boring. Fans aren't happy, and we've already, here we go. So we've got the interview. Well, you've certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expected to pick up many points at all this season? I'm quietly confident that we'll manage a few decent finishes, but I'm making no promises. That's pretty realistic. I'm happy with that one. Joey Mawson is seen by the fans as your top driver. Do you agree with that? I think I'm going to stay quite neutral. I'm lucky enough to have inherited 2 great drivers. The reason I'm going to stay neutral on that is, although Joey Mawson's my number 1, I don't want them to think that it's a clear number 1 like Vettel-Raikkonen situation. In the Eurosport season preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 10th. How accurate is that? Prediction seems fair. Ooh, now, do I gamble this? I'll stay neutral on that one. No, that didn't change any morale for anyone, which is good. You're an outsider when it comes to the world of motorsport. How did you end up with the job? A lot of luck was involved, it's true. There you go. I'll leave it as that one. And we'll keep on moving. I really want to find out how we go with these 2 contract proposals. We've already started to get we've got some sponsor offers coming through, but I'm going to leave them until, because we've only got 8 days, I'll leave them until the day before. So Samu Partanen, he's not very happy with the wage. We're on our last chance too. Let's see. Bump that up, bump that up. I want to see, because if he's not too happy, so I mean, he's not happy, then I don't think Magdalena's going to be very happy. Oh, she is. She is happy. She is happy. That is amazing. So I'm going to retract Samu Partanen, because Magdalena Buller is happy. So we do have to break our contract with Heidemar. £84,000. Yeah, it's got to be done, really, doesn't it? And we've got £301,000 left, but we have got a really, really good lead designer now. That's going to make a huge difference to us. So let's go to that one last. Contract signed, new lead designer, Buller, yep. So report for the upcoming racing. It's a 60-lap race in Guildford with on Sunday a 20% chance of rain. Use your words, Ian. It's a high-speed circuit. Soft and mediums are being used. And if we go here, you'll see that it's thunderstorms for practice. It looks like chance of showers in qualifying as well. So that's going to be quite a worry, because I don't think we've... What are we doing? Get out of this! There you go. Yeah, with rain, that makes life a bit harder in qualifying, because you've really got to pick your time, because you've only got, like 8-9 minutes or something like that to set your fastest lap time. So that's going to be a worry for us. Financial management, I'm extremely concerned. You don't have to worry, baby. I've got this. I've got this. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm just making it up. I'm just rolling with the punches. I'm sure you're listening. So we've got to do some sponsors then before we get into the start of the race. So what I'm looking for, I want to avoid having target positions. I want to have just like fixed pay or payment up front, that sort of a thing. Dark Dog, I think, is the way to go for this one, because look, they're going to give us £6 million for the next 2 races, whereas Bitburger, it's only worth, what's that, £2 million. So definitely going to go Dark Dog. I don't really care about who's on our car. I'm not one of these that's picking, being all picky in that regard. Same sort of thing. We've got 8 races for Tissot, or we can do Bosie. I think we'll do Bosie. Yeah, because they've only got 2 races. Oh, they're all 2 races. Oh no, 4 races. What am I doing? What am I doing? Sorry, Bosie. So it only goes for 4 races, so we might be able to get another 1.8 million, maybe even more if we're starting to win a few races in the next 2, or we get a few points, I should say. So that'll be quite crucial. So I'm going to try and avoid spending all this money, because it's all going to be sitting there and I'm going to be looking at it and thinking, ooh, what can I spend all this money on? Upfront payment, fixed pay per race. Fixed pay per race. That one is clearly better for 5 races, so we're going to do that one. Now, here we go. So maybe we do fixed pay per race, 655. If we can finish 12th or above, we can get some good money here. That's not qualifying and race. So we have to perform in both of them. I don't want to do that. I really don't. This only goes for 2 races. I think that's a much better offer, because after 2 races it gives us an opportunity to see where we're sitting. Capri Sun, upfront payment, 8 races, or 4 races for 418. Ooh, I'm going to go Capri Sun, just because I love Capri Sun. Capri Sun's amazing. It's fantastic stuff. When I went to Finland on holiday, that's all I drank, Capri Sun. Then we got upfront payment here, have 8 races, 1.2 million. Ooh, a fixed pay of 7 races. That's gonna. Ooh, that's gonna be quite close. We've got Super Cheap Auto as well. Obviously with Joey Mawson. Super Cheap Auto is an Australian brand. I do know that one. But I think what we'll do is we will stick with Reef, because I like having the fixed pay per race. Because you get the upfront payment, it's very, very easy to just think, well, hey, I've got all this money, and then you just blow it all and you've got nothing. So we've got 10.9 million pounds now. So we'll have a quick look at our car. Let's see how our engine's doing. So our engine's up to 117 in performance, which is really, really cool. We've managed to bump the reliability of the brakes up to 83%. So that that improved engine at 117, I just caught a glimpse of that. That puts us up to the 2nd best car on the grid now, which is pretty cool. As you can see, look, there we are there. We've got the 2nd best engine now. So that's going to be really good for Guildford. We've got a great we need engine power, Milan engine power, Black Sea and Dubai. That's 4 races in a row where engine power is going to be huge. So let's get straight into qualifying for today's episode, because it's going to go on way too long because I'm waffling and I love it. Let's get on to the qualifying, shall we? Okay, so here we are at qualifying in Guildford. As you can see, there's a bit of rain. It's partly cloudy, partly sunny, a bit of rain. We are expecting a decent performance. In practice, Mawson came dead last, but we had a rain-soaked practice. We were all over the place. It dried up a bit, so I brought him out on softs, that sort of a thing. But it wasn't to be. So as you can see, we didn't really get much trim done. We basically focused on race trim, so qualifying could be a bit of a disaster. So I'm expecting sort of mid-table. I'll be happy with mid-table. As you can see, it is damp, and you can see the rain is picking up a bit there, so it's not really worth going out just yet. But on the whole, we nailed the setup, as you can see. But we're going to get straight into the qualifying, and what we'll do is we're going to leave it at ×2. We're going to keep an eye on this rain, because we don't want to go out too early, and it doesn't look like anyone else is going out. Who's that? There are a few going out, so this is going to be quite interesting, as a lot of people are going out on the intermediates. So this is a gamble. We're going to sit and wait on this one, because if we go out too early, then we could be in for a terrible qualifying where we don't even set a time, particularly if that rain doesn't dissipate, which it may not do at the moment. And there you go, the rain has come down, and we might not be setting a decent time, as we're following Sims around here, who's about to set a lap, but he's on the softs, so look how slow he's going. So I'm glad we didn't go out now on the softs. But we have got a few people setting out. There's Aaron's leading the way, but Gunther's just set the fastest first sector. So we'll quickly flick over to Gunther for Prima Power Team. And he's gone quickest again, gone purple in the second sector. So Gunther's going to be the man to beat by the looks of it. As look at the rain coming down now. So Gunther goes top with 117.9. Is this rain dissipating? It is going to dissipate. So we have got time to go out and set a time on soft tyres. That's what we're hoping to do. As this rain's coming down, it looks like a few of the other teams are going to be able to do that as well. But we are the only team that hasn't gone out yet. As the water on track starting to dissipate. We need to get across that line. As we're running out on time. Are we running out on time? It doesn't look like the rain's coming back. So with 3 minutes to go, we have a bit of work to do. So let's go out. We've got just under 3 minutes now. Everyone's going out again on the softs. Here we go. We are going to do the same thing. We're going to set a time on soft tyres. Mawson can go out first. Now we'll send out Falchero because Falchero is not as good, and we don't want him getting in the way of our better driver. But Falchero's come out right behind. Who's that he's come out behind? That's frustrating. He's come out behind. I can't see who that is. It looks like Sims, or is that's Sasahara that he's come out behind. So that could be really, really costly. But we are going to focus on Mawson now with 1:30 to go. He's got clean track in front of him as long as no one comes out of the pits. Look at this, he's got a perfect. Falchero has overheated his brakes a little bit, but Mawson nailed his outlap, and he is going to set the time. Here he comes. Let's see what he can do. He's 1.1 seconds up. He's got a green first sector, but not a purple. As we'll keep an eye on Falchero as well. Falchero's gone quickest. He's got a purple first sector. Mawson's gone green again in his second. He's losing a bit of time. Falchero's gone quickest yet again, and he could be setting pole lap here as Mawson crosses the line in third. And what happened? Falchero goes top with a 109.7. There are a few people still out, but it doesn't look like anyone's going to beat Falchero. And we could have a man on pole for the first time on the first race of the season. That would be fantastic. As we got Newey, Palau and Tictum all coming across the line now. And there they go. And Palau's just coming. Where's Palau? We've missed out. But Falchero with pole over Mawson. That is a fantastic start. We had to wait. We had to wait for that rain to dissipate, and we came out. And I was worried because Falchero did not have clean air. He was stuck behind Sasahara, I believe it was, and yet he still managed to set pole. As you can see, that is fantastic performance. So we have got a man on pole, Julian Falchero. I take back all the things I've said about him. What a fantastic lap from him. And then we've got Harrison Newey, Daniel Tictum, Jan Mardenborough, 3 Brits in second, third and fourth, followed by the 2 Prima Power teams of Maximilian Gunther and Mick Schumacher, followed by Alex Palau, Ryan Tveder. Joey Mawson ended up slipping to 9th in the end. That was a very poor qualifying from him. Then we got Pedro Piquet, Marino Sato, Raul Hyman, Uko Sasahara, Tadasuki Makino, Lando Norris, Joel Eriksson, Mikkel Jensen, Ralph Aaron, Jehan Deruvala, and propping up the back of the grid is Alexander Sims. But keep an eye on Lando Norris, Joel Eriksson, Jensen Aaron and Daravala, because they only set times on their intermediates. They did not come out on the softs. So expect to see them coming out in the race tomorrow and really moving up the field, because we don't really know their true pace. But Lando Norris set a good time on the intermediates. Look, he's way ahead of Joel Eriksson in that Carlin car. So expect to see Norris moving up the field. So let's hope. But we've got a man on pole. We've got work to do. Joey Mawson, he can do better than 9th. So expect to see him move as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Guildford GP race, where we have Julian Falchero on pole. So a big thumbs up for that would be great. And obviously all the luck we can get would be fantastic as well. So I'll see you tomorrow.